Purler Wrestling DVDs, Foundation Wrestling. Our DVDs are called Foundation Wrestling. The reason I chose this name back in 2005 when we put these out was because the foundation of the success of American wrestling is going to be built on knowing the sport of wrestling and the small parts of wrestling which help you to attain a high level of competitiveness on the wrestling mat. Karate has a belt system, gymnastics has a level program. Well, now wrestling has a level program as well. We call them phases. We have our Youth Beginner series of DVDs, which is great for the coaches and kids who are newer to wrestling. Then we have our Phase 1, Phase 2, and Phase 3. Phase 1 and 2, you can win NCAA All-American honors with just Phase 1 and 2. Certainly state titles. I kind of like to call the Phase 1 and 2 series a state title in a box because that's really all that you need. The Phase 3 is a big disc set with a bunch of fill-in-the-blank areas. If you think of wrestling technique as a pyramid, the bottom of it's going to form the foundation, and that's where the core aspects of wrestling, not just techniques. We cover hand fighting, push, pull, hit, pick, post, pass, and fake, the ways to break your opponent's wrestling stance. We have a booklet on the psychological side of wrestling and dealing with the confidence issues and how to coach and work yourself through those. Positioning, there's 5 core power positions. If you're not in a great position, you're not going to be able to use these techniques. From a technique aspect, we look at the most common positions on the wrestling mat and we pick the few best wrestling techniques from those common positions, and that's where you're going to get the mileage out of your drill time. Now, as you work up the pyramid to Phase 2 and 3, sure, those are techniques and positions you're not going to find yourself in as much, but they're still vital, especially to get, if your goal is to get a $50,000 college scholarship and wrestle in a big-time college level, then you need to master Phase 3 as well. Even if you master Phase 3, most of your points will still come from Phase 1 and 2. So if you get Foundation Wrestling, our entire DVD series, and you master the beginners, the Phase 1, the Phase 2, and Phase 3, you're going to have your PhD in wrestling. We have a nice slogan that says, for less than the price of a summer camp, you can know more than the clinicians do. Because I guarantee you that your son, whether he's in high school or youth wrestling, can know more than most camp clinicians around the nation. Our DVD series is that good. So you can build your entire wrestling career or coaching career around Foundation Wrestling, and we encourage you to go to foundationwrestling.com and see what we have to offer for your son. Otherwise, you're basically in a position where you're going to spend years, maybe even a decade or more, going to random coaches near your town, random clinics, random camps, hoping that you bump in to the right guys that show you exactly what you need. Or you can bypass the luck and say, I'm going to get exactly what I need in one box set. I'm going to study it with my son or my team, and this is all that we need to know to win high school and youth state titles and to earn college wrestling scholarships and to be able to compete on the NCAA Division I level. Imagine having it all right there at one time, and then you spend the next 5 or 10 years just studying that rather than having it piecemealed out to you. And it's a great way to take the luck out of it. You can take control over the sport of wrestling and your son's wrestling improvement without hoping to bump into the right coaches at the right times. So check out foundationwrestling.com. It's a great way to spearhead your wrestling program or to jumpstart your wrestling career. It really is a wrestling career in a box, and it's nice that wrestling now is taught in levels or phases, and we finally caught up to the sport of karate and gymnastics. So check out foundationwrestling.com. and you can build your entire wrestling career with our DVDs.